Oh my gosh. Like at this point, I am a signed artist. I am a recording artist or a remixer. And I was like, this is amazing. So we're back. We're back at the studio. It's been quite some time since we've been at the studio, probably like 4 months, but it was well worth it. And yeah, I got this shirt for Father's Day. My son has the one that is called the Remix, so that's kind of fun. And yeah, I was like, as I was like setting up here, I was thinking, like, man, it's been 10 years since I started making music. It took about 3 years until somebody started noticing my music and asked me for a remix. So in this video, I am going to tell you guys the story on what it took for me to make that first remix and become an actual signed artist. All right, guys, let's get to it. So 10 years ago, right, I decided to get a DAW, MIDI controller, and I had no idea how things worked, actually. So then I decided to, okay, how can I learn how to make music? I thought that electronic music was going to be simple, but it wasn't. So I went to Point Blank. I took a couple of classes, and in Point Blank, I met a guy named Attila. He's from Brazil, and we started hitting it off and everything. So I started learning a lot from him. We were collaborating and everything, and he was a little bit more advanced than me regarding mixing and EQing, and that was super fun. I was like, dude, let's figure something out. Let's start collaborating, and then we decided to make Ditadura das Bananas. We still have that on SoundCloud, but SoundCloud became such an important piece of the puzzle when it came down to getting my music out there when I was first starting, getting that feedback from people, that were into the same music that we were. It was really great. I started making some broken beats, dubstep. I was really in love with what Benga and Scream were doing. My first collaboration project, I learned a lot. I grew a lot as an artist because I learned what other people were doing, and I saw that collaborating was key to what happened next. So this is a little bit. So I started posting my music in different Facebook groups and Reddit and all this other stuff. So I was posting my music, trying to get it out there, and I felt comfortable with what I was doing. And I actually asked a friend that had a record label if he could give me some pointers about what I was doing. His name is Casta. He's a good friend of mine, and he told me straight up, listen, you're still not there. The samples that you're using, the vocal samples are super burnt out and everything. So I was holy crap. And here I thought that I was doing something great, right? And I had this urge to put my music out there and get someone to pick it up and maybe come out of the bedroom. But it didn't work out like that. Then I did another collaboration with my friend Andres Duarte, and it was called Dance More. So we started making some collaborations. We started actually playing out, DJing and things like that. And then we started getting into future garage, more electronic, down tempo, bass heavy music. So here's a little snippet of that. Andres now, he owns a company where he mixes and masters music for movies. He has been featured on movies on Netflix and things like that. So big high five to my friend Andres. So yeah, it was kind of one of those processes that I kept on pushing, grinding and trying to grow and learn, because I think that the first 3 years of my music production career was more learning how to do things. That to me was a big eye opener, right? Okay, so what are you gonna do? What's your plan? What's the idea behind what you're trying to do? In one of those forums that I was involved in, this guy, Que Sabroso was, we started chatting. He had Guatemalan roots. He lived in New York. He made broken beats and everything, and he used to DJ in New York, and he liked what I was doing. So we built kind of a relationship, and then he reached out and he was like, oh, do you want to do a remix for me? I'm doing this release, and do you want to do it? I think at that point I was ready to take that step. I wanted to become a recording artist. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. In my mind, I was like, holy crap. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna give it my best. Then I started like researching, right? Good old YouTube. So then I went and like tried to like figure out how to like remix a song, what you needed to remix a song, what are the differences between like remixes and mashups, trying to understand also what is a remix, trying to understand, okay, like do you want to keep some of the things from like the original track into your own track? So after I figured out the type of track that I was going to be sent, the interesting thing, right, is that I had no idea that this was going to be the type of track. I thought it was going to be more into something that I used to make. So I was like, okay, now I need to figure out how to like make trap. I was like stuck a week later trying to figure out how to like remix, how to like make trap, put the stuff that I had learned into a production. And at that point I was like really overwhelmed. Like in my head, I didn't want to let him down. I didn't want to let myself down, you know, because I had this opportunity that I've been waiting for to actually become a recording artist or a remixer at this point. Man, that was like, it was like building a lot of tension in my head. So sometimes you get blocked when you have a lot of tension and stress. And that was like one of the things that I was like getting myself into. I was like, you know what? I have a deadline and the only thing that can happen is that they reject the remix and whatever. So I started like to download some packs for trap and different sounds and everything to like get the track going. I didn't know how to like do a proper mix down, so I had to research that, how to do a proper mix down, how to do a proper bounce. For the pre-master, that was another like struggle that I had because I had no idea how to do that. For all the stuff that I was doing, I was just like bouncing it straight from the computer. I was not adding a limiter at the end or anything like that. It was just something like super basic. So I sent it off. I had to wait for like an entire weekend until they responded. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's when they posted it on Facebook. This is what they said on Facebook. Jaceo Sandoval, close your eyes and listen to the remix by Man Cave. At that point, I didn't have a name, so I decided to call myself Man Cave because I was making music in my man cave. So listen to this remix by Man Cave from Guatemala. Steve Jones, the other artist involved in this release. I'm floating. Suffice to say, the remix by Man Cave set the trap. Instant approval. So I was like, oh my gosh, like at this point I am a signed artist, I am a recording artist or a remixer, and I was like, this is amazing. I've been working for this for 3 years and it's actually happening, and I just couldn't believe it. You know, I told my wife, friends, and everyone, and it was just mind-blowing. Like it kind of like changed the way that I saw myself as a bedroom music producer, because now my music was actually going to be released, and it was just absolutely mind-blowing. So it was a process, you know, where I had to like learn how to like make different styles of music that I wasn't like used to making, which it was crazy putting it all back together with what I was doing like as a remixer and as a producer. It was just amazing, you know, like to see that somebody actually liked it. It was just mind-blowing. And here's my remix. It still has like the elements from the original track, and I couldn't believe that the mix sound was done right. So this is my remix, my first release ever. What? I even like added like vinyl sounds and like all this other crazy stuff.
Came back with some sicker stuff. I got these broke niggas looking at me like they choking on a chicken bone. My girl got a girlfriend. Chevy blue like whirlwind. My girl got a girlfriend. Blue like whirlwind. Chevy blue like whirlwind. My girl got a girlfriend.
So yeah, I'm gonna leave the link so you guys can go and check out that release. That was my first release. It's pretty awesome. And again, you know, like I think 5 things that I can like point out. 1, if you feel like you want to make music, you're gonna have to learn, you're gonna have to hustle, you're gonna have to grind. Use Facebook groups to post your music. You never know who's listening. Learn different styles of music, because you never know what type of remix you're gonna be asked to make. Never give up on your dream. You know, like trust your gut. You do a lot of learning, and you know, like collaborate and trust your gut that what you're making is good and someone's gonna pick it up for you guys. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed my video, here are more videos right here so you guys can check that out. And also, if you know, you really like this video, just hit the bell, click subscribe so you can get more videos. All right, guys, peace.